There's this old Greek story about this beautiful, beautiful artist who I think was a singer, and his music was so beautiful and it was so pretty. And he fell in love with, I think it was either a goddess or some beautiful woman. He fell in love with some beautiful woman, and she died, and his music was so sad. My name is Stream Magnolia. I'm a film director.
My name is James. I'm 23. I live in New York, and I'm a goat.
We're working on a brand new documentary and film that is going to just revolutionize how we view race and gender and goats. It's going to be spectacular. So I'm working with James, who's a very lovely goat. He's agreed to let us kind of just follow him in his day, kind of tell us what he thinks about the world, you know, kind of take us through the average day as a goat.
I try to go every weekend to a large public place just to sort of get myself feeling like I'm integrated in a society, or to feel like I can be part of the masses here. Like I'm something more. Sorry. And in an ultimate way, I kind of just feel afraid.
They're people too, in the sense that they are part of our society. They're not actually people, they're goats.
I grew up in a neighborhood that was all human, and it was sort of a stark contrast for everyone when I guess my parents moved in before I was born, and even more so when I started going to school. I think when I was little, I sort of almost didn't really know or didn't process that I was a goat, because you don't see that kind of stuff. You're sort of species blind, if you will. But when I started going to school, there started being these stronger distinctions.
I remember growing up, people would say, oh, who made this mess? It's probably one of those damn goats.
There were these little things, you would get called out more for doing things you didn't do. You would get, I think there was a lot of blame thrown around.
That goat did that,
Kids often used me being a goat to their advantage to sort of help them get away with things.
They're outsiders. They look different. They have trouble integrating in those intricate ways, and it's heartbreaking, So I try to really help them by making this. James was fantastic to work with. He was so smart. He was brave. That's the word to describe this. Brave. Not only for him, for bringing his pain to light, but also for me for capturing that light. I'm probably pretty brave too when you think about it all together. Does my art make me a hero? What is your star sign?
I'm a Gemini. Why?
You sure you're not
No, I'm not. No, I'm a Gemini.
You're not an Aries?
No, I'm not an Aries. I'm a Jesus Christ. No, I'm a Gemini.
Okay. Because see,
No, I understand why. That's not.
It's just you meet a lot of.
I understand. No, I get it. I understand why you would say that, but it's wrong. I understand the logic. That's not the issue.
I am a goat, and I am an active member of our society. I'm not a human, but I am a person.
Media is all about fucking Donald Trump, but where's the news media about goat Donald Trump? It doesn't fucking exist. That's where it is.
I'm not eating a can. When I was like 12, I came by here on a class trip, and I stepped into the corner of this lake thing right here, this fountain, and I fell in because I wasn't paying attention. I guess I was looking at my phone or something maybe, and my entire leg went down. And everyone who was around me was like, "Whoa!" And then they pulled me out. They were like, "Are you okay?" And I just kept saying, "Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine." It's one of the last times I can remember somebody asking me if I was fine.
In my early 20s, I was arrested for assault in a bar after a bar fight broke out, which I was not involved in, but there was a group of men who got a little bit rowdy and they were drunk. I was out there, I was alone having a drink, and this fight broke out. When the police got there, everyone sort of had a different story, but the people who were involved in the fight and their friends who were there with them immediately during questioning pointed me out to the police. I sort of saw that from across the room as I was hanging around, and the police didn't immediately say anything to me when they came over to talk to me specifically about whether or not I had been involved, but they did seem awfully suspicious as I told them what had happened. I said there was a man, he was hit over the head with a broken beer bottle. I was sort of off to the side, and it seemed to me kind of like they didn't believe me, and I wasn't sure at the time, but I was taken in for further questioning, and I was arrested and then detained, and the man who eventually woke up was in a brief coma, woke up and told them that it had been me who hit him, despite the fact that it was very clearly his friend who was in the fight with him. They were drunk and he was hit, but they brought me in a lineup, and there were 4 other goats there and only one human, and he pointed me out and he said, "That's the guy. He hit me. He came at me. He was drunk." And I eventually was bailed out by some witnesses from the scene who discredited that story, but the fact that the process went so far left a very striking impression on me.
You know, all the proceeds for this are actually going to charity, and it's like, it's really, impressive work to be doing, especially in this day and age with so many goats, on the street. Like, there are a lot of filmmakers out there, beautiful guys who make beautiful stuff. Like, I'm the only real filmmaker right now,
Oh, nice. Okay.
What about you?
I remember a guy, yeah. Very cool. Thank you. Thanks.
very Christmassy.
Oh, right, yeah. Sure.
I suppose.
Like, what's that
I can't.
Inverted reindeer.
Inverted reindeer, it is, yeah. They were nice.
All right, do you care at all that they called you a reindeer, not a goat?
I mean, it's a comment, like, you'll get other horned animals sometimes. You'll get, oh, are you supposed to be like an elephant? Is it tusks? Or like, there'll be like, yeah, are you a reindeer? Is it a ram? Like, what's going on? And, you just push past it, because it's not people's fault that they're not informed necessarily.
And you just have to trust that people are in their best intentions, I guess. I don't know. It was actually 5 years ago today that I was proposed to. It was right here, this spot in front of these. It was absolutely. She unfortunately is no longer with us. I'm sorry, I can't do this right now. Cut.
Yeah, I do write a lot of poetry, and there is definitely a connection to film. Film often is described as just visual poetry brought to life, if you will. And I do write some personally. They're called my scripts.
I think it was like right about.
It was right around here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
Still there.
Last chance if you want it, dude.
is. What is it? It's coconut milk. Jesus, that's disgusting. I'm not gonna eat that.
What if it was like cat food or something?
I might have, yeah. Cashews. Who cans?
No, cat food.
Cat food? Oh, cat food. Well, you take what you can get, right?
Yeah, but not coconut milk.
Fuck coconut.
Capitalism, man, is like rampant. The most valuable dollhouse.
I think if I could say one thing to young goats who are growing up right now, unsure of where they stand in the world, I would say don't let them put you down. You know, don't let them treat you like some kind of animal, because you deserve the same rights as anyone else. You know, you deserve to be treated fairly. You deserve not to be blamed for things you didn't do. And you shouldn't be judged for the actions of others. Don't become the animal they want you to be, right? If you slip into that stereotype, if you become someone who eats cans and kicks shit all the time, and you conform to the lines that they've drawn out for you, you're not doing anyone a favor. There are goats out there like that. There are goats I know, I see, who are just out there doing exactly what society expects them to because they never were told that they could do any better. You can do better.
Yes, this film is dedicated to Mary, who I don't want to get too deep into my personal life, as interesting as it may be, but needless to say, she was very important to me, and this feels like, I think, something she would want, and something that I think I need to do, almost as like a part of a healing process, you know?